Hey, y'all, it's Miss Boston here. So, I wanted to talk about Boston's raunchy, crazy motels, rooms that you can rent, as far as, for a night or two, or I guess maybe even for a day, during the day, I don't know. And also the welfare hotel. Boston's one of the only places that actually has welfare hotels. So, this room that you're looking at right now, I did not stay in this room here. I heard about it, and they call this spot the White House. Ah, I'd never heard of it before, but somebody mentioned it to me, so I said, you know what? Let's go and take a look and see what this place is all about. So, first, I'm gonna start off by telling you my story about 11 years ago. I was in hard times and I found myself needing a place to go. So I went down to the welfare office and they told me, hey, you can stay. We're going to get you a room. We're going to get you a hotel because there's no more rooms available in the shelters. So I was like, okay, great. I was like, all right, me and my baby's going to a hotel. Hunty, we pulled up to the hotel. We get there, and walking in, there's a bunch of rules and regulations telling us, like when we can come in, when we can leave, and that was all fine and dandy. We start walking down the hallway. When I tell you it was dark and dink, it was red walls with very dim light. And there was this smell in the air. It smelled like there were dead rats in the walls. I kid you not. It smelled really horrible. You finally make it to the room. Once we get in the room looks fairly decent. Not like this one you're looking at, but it looked fairly decent. My son, he's like 5 at the time. He's 18 now. So, yeah, that tells you 13 years ago. He immediately takes off his pants because he's a little boy. He takes off his pants to get comfortable on the bed. And what do I see? A mouse comes running out of nowhere. I jump on the bed because I'm scared to death of mice. I jump on the bed immediately, and he's on the bed, and we're both just scared to death. And the mouse disappears. And we finally get the calmness to, and the nerve to get down off the bed and make it to the door. We get to the door and go back downstairs. And I go down to the front desk and I'm frantic. I'm like, there was a mouse in my room. And he's like, ma'am, it's not a bear. And he's going to give me, he turns around, he says, here's a vacuum cleaner. They don't like noise. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? This is what your resolution is for having mice in the room? Hell no. So anyways, we end up having to go back up there. I did turn on that vacuum cleaner. I was scared and I didn't want that thing to come back out. And we finally end up going to sleep in each other's arms that night. Woke up in the morning, go to get dressed and stuff, and we walk outside the room. There are people in their pajamas walking through the hotel. I'm like, hold the phone. Are people really walking around in their pajamas and slippers? We go back to the front desk again. And at the front desk, they're like, I asked them, I said, are we the only people here who are on welfare and need a place to stay? I said, who are staying here for free? And the guy says, we have one paying customer. Everybody else here is for free. That's when I realized, wow, this is a whole welfare hotel. Like, literally. And they have them all over Boston. So that was just like a crazy experience. We end up leaving right after that and going back and staying with my mom until I was able to get a place. And now things are 1,000 times better, thank God. But I wanted to tell you about my little story. Here's an old school article where they actually still call them welfare motels. Now they call them emergency assistance shelters. This is a review of the welfare hotels. It says, do not stay here. In the past couple of years, this hotel has been converted to a homeless welfare shelter. Even from the outside, you can tell the rooms are run down with dirty, dingy curtains, halfway hanging on the window, and curtain rods used to hang clothes. It's a shame. I don't know why the owners would do that to their property and the neighborhood. The back of the parking lot looks like a back alley in Detroit. I'd rather sleep in my car than stay at this hotel. The review, it says, caption, this is a welfare motel. Be warned, this is not a real motel. It's a welfare motel that also rents out vacant rooms as a hotel. What to expect? Dirty rooms, cleaning, consisting of making the beds, sweep the floors, clean the mirrors, wash the floors, forget about it. Enjoy the poverty-stricken residents sitting outside your door arguing over the last cigarette. The continental breakfast was as disgusting and pitiful. Selection jammed into what also serves as a front desk or front office. Do not book a room here. It sucks. Check out this little clip where they talk about how they're turning a homeless shelter, a motel, into a homeless shelter. And this article just came out the other day.
Long-term residents of a local motel are fighting to stay put. They tell 25 Investigates the motel ordered them to pack up and move out.
As investigative reporter Ted Daniel explains, ironically, the reason they were pushed out is so the state can turn the motel into an emergency homeless shelter.
The Best Western in Concord, Massachusetts agreed to lease all of its rooms to the state. The Department of Housing and Community Development, or DHCD, is expected to take over the property on March 1st. Long-term residents of the motel tell me they were the last to find out, and they fear they may now become homeless. In room 119, you'll find Paula Malamphy and her caretaker, Denise Barrett. Last week, they were told their extended stay would no longer be extended. How much time did they give you to pack up and get out?
The first time, 3 days.
They paid $2,400 a month. It includes breakfast.
I'm handicapped, and my caregiver is 72. We got to find a place. We can't just get out.
This is not the first time this has happened to them. In January, they say the Days Inn in Leominster gave them 2 hours to leave when a state contractor turned a section of that motel into a homeless shelter.
You're bringing homeless people in, and you're sticking somebody out on the street, and they're going to be homeless. So what kind of exchange is that?
A DHCD spokesperson says the state's emergency family shelter system is at capacity, and 1,100 rooms are needed to meet increasing demand. The Best Western will accommodate people for as long as 4 months, with a special focus on pregnant mothers and infants.
Hi, Ms. Barrett.
You coming in?
You want us to come in?
State Representative Simon Cataldo represents the Concord area. He says a solution is in the works.
Hey guys, so I'm bringing to you the hoodest room in Boston. You gotta see this shit. I didn't know hood rooms like this existed. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's horrible. Look at the mattress, yo. It's got holes in the damn sheets. It got stains. Like, what is that stain? You need your own sheets for this motherfucker. Look, writing on the wall, yo. Blood gangs. All kinds of shit. Yo, you need a room for $70, which you can't get nowhere else in Boston. Here you come. Yo, look. People wanted to smoke. This is that hood shit. Where they gonna put a plastic bag inside of the detector so they could smoke freely. Real hood shit. Bring it back on in for you. Look at the mattress, y'all. It's just as beat up. this is a whole. There's all kinds of bullshit. Yo. And there's not even a top sheet or a blanket. It's like you have to request a top sheet, yo. You wouldn't think Boston had this kind of hoodness, but it does. Boston is just as hood as anywhere else, honey. Look at this. Now the TV is pretty good. However, in order to use it, you need the remote box in order to use that. Alright. Just wanted to bring to you Boston's crazy hood hotels. Have a good one. Ciao.